Yeah, yep. And then it carries on recording among a circle. So I can go into WhatsApp and yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm back with it. I'm back with another one. Back with a short video game. And I got like 20 solid productivity Q&A questions that I'm going to answer. Yes, I'm going to answer these questions today. And you know, I got y'all. I'm back with another productivity video. It's been a while. I told you that I'll be back, but I had to like take some time with it, compile some questions. I said that I was gonna ask a bunch of people some questions they want me to answer along those lines, but I really didn't, gang. It's like it takes so much time, So I was like, you know what? Let me just compile these myself. Obviously, I used the internet, past videos I've seen along those lines, podcasts, and conversations I've had with my friends who are into that productivity swag, productivity space, and type of vibes. Yeah, so let me stop yapping and let's begin. What's up? What's up with it? How y'all doing? What makes sense? I'm back with another video, and today we are answering 20 questions on the productivity topic, and let's just get into it. I'd bet. The first question is, what's the single biggest productivity myth you had to unlearn? Okay. I think the answer to this is, that if you wanna, that saying that goes like, if you wanna go far, go together. If you wanna go fast, go alone. Something along those lines. Yeah. The myth I heard was go all in. Stop talking to anyone. Go monk mode. Go solo. Lone wolf type of vibes, and lock in, and you're gonna achieve great success. And why I say that's a myth is because you can't do everything alone, gang. You just can't. And sometimes it's easier for you to achieve what you want to achieve in half the time when you're doing with others. What I think I'd change that myth to is reassess your circle and find out who your true friends are, and start working with people who are like-minded. So yeah, I hope it answered it. This is uncut, unscripted, by the way, so my answers might be all over the place, but yeah. Second question, how do you define productive wait how do you define productive for yourself, and how has that definition changed over the years? Okay, so productive. Okay, at first I thought productive means doing a lot of stuff. Yeah. So if my calendar's full, if I don't have time to rest, if I'm always somewhere, doing this, doing that, that's being productive right there. That's like peak productivity. And like over the years, I've realized that being productive is actually doing what matters. So it doesn't matter if I did this or I didn't do it, as long as wait, what? It doesn't matter if I didn't get to do 69 things or 59 or 49, as long as the things that I had to do within that time period are complete. Yes. So being productive to me is doing the things that matter, not the things that not doing more things. Yeah. Quality over quantity. Yeah. That's the one. That's the one. Okay. Next question. What's your system for capturing tasks and ideas so nothing falls through the cracks? Okay, yes, this is such a good question, and it's a simple answer. Voice record. Now I know I cooked. I know I cooked. I know I cooked. Voice record. Bro, I don't know how many times I've had an idea, and because in that moment I couldn't actually execute it. Like, for example, let's say I have a YouTube video idea and I'm writing a test. It's like, bro, you can't literally walk out of class and go record that. But something along those lines, yeah. when I realized that I could just record ideas in my voice recorder and sometimes transcribe it into notes if necessary, if you want to create a vision board and all that, bro, it changed everything because now it's like simple. I've captured that idea, and when I feel like today, I felt like, okay, I have the time. It's in the morning, still quiet. I want to do something, but I don't know what to do. I went into my notes, and the first thing I saw was productivity Q&A. I'm like, oh, right, let's go do it. So yeah, voice recorder. That's the one thing that will capture your tasks, number one, and your ideas, number two, so nothing falls through the cracks. And after voice record, you take it into your notes and put it onto your calendar. Yeah. Next question. How do you how do you decide what to work on when everything feels urgent? Okay. This is where that um, prioritizing tactic comes in. I've told a lot of my friends about this, and a lot of people who talked about how they feel under pressure and everything is getting to them, and all that. I said the one thing that will work for you is having a priority list. So how this works is you have 10 tasks that are due on Monday, and the current date is Friday. You have like the weekend. Organizing those tasks into what's the most important at the top and what's the least important at the bottom, you can now focus and easily allocate your time. So maybe let's say you have like, how much hours do we have? If you're really serious and like you're locked in, you might have a maximum of 12 hours in a day to focus on tasks or projects you need to do. So yeah, having that, with that being said, you then follow that list. You start with the one at the top all the way to the bottom. That way, if you run out of time and if you cannot complete the tasks in time, at least you did the ones that mattered the most and you didn't waste any time. You know how sometimes you feel like, okay, maybe I shouldn't have done that. Maybe I shouldn't have handed in my project because it was due the day after. Maybe I should have, did that interview first or whatever. That helps with you. That helps you with deciding what's important and delegating what's not. Okay, question 5. Deep work versus shallow work. What ratio actually works for you and why? Okay, firstly, let's define what deep work is. Deep work is focusing, like locking in basically. No distractions, no tea breaks, no bathroom breaks, sitting down and fully completing it. And then shallow work, I'd assume it's something along the lines of, okay, we work, we rest, we do that, we do this, we multitask. Okay, what works for me and why? Okay, I think both of them work for me, but um, deep work matters when you're doing something that needs your full attention. So I'll give you an example for somebody who is studying. It doesn't matter what you're studying, as long as you're studying. Um, Focusing for like 4 hours is helpful when you are revising the content you are about to go write about. So like um, a day or two before the test. But like that would be deep work, by the way. But like shallow work would be pub quizzes, tests, activities, YouTube videos. How we usually study. And that's effective for you learning about the whole the full, what do you call it, the full subject. Yeah, learning about the full subject way in advance. So in a sense, deep work would be effective when you are trying to achieve something in the short term, and shallow work is effective when you're trying to achieve something in the long term. Hope that makes sense. And let's move on to the next. Okay, question 6. What's your approach to planning your day versus your week? Okay, first of all, I do not plan my week. I just plan my day. And let me tell you how that works. I told you about the voice recorder tactic where if I have ideas, I just put them in and later on I'll add them to my calendar. Yeah, that thing. When I have that, I just start planning. Like, for example, let me give you an example. I have an idea of hosting a get together with my friends from like 3 years ago, friends from 5 years ago, friends I met yesterday, and doing that with the purpose of, I mean, with the goal of um, connecting, number one, and social networking and finding opportunities and maybe finding people to feature in my future podcast. Right. I have that idea. I put it in my notes, right? And once I put in my notes, I have this system where it's like break it down. How can I achieve it? How can I like? How can we like make it a actionable plan so that it doesn't stay a big idea? It actually becomes something you can actually achieve. So once I put in my notes, I have, okay, step one, text everybody in your contacts list and see who responds back so you can have an idea of who is who still finds you useful in their life, who do you still have that connection with, blah blah blah. Okay, step two, to the people that responded, um invite them to that. Step three, set the date. Step four, plan the thing, etc., etc. So now that I have these 7 or 17 steps, I take them and start putting them into my calendar. Okay, I could text them right now, so I won't even add that onto my calendar. Just cross it out. Okay, the next one is planning the dates. I could do that on Sunday because right now I'm at work and all that. Once I'm done with all those actionable steps, my calendar is filled. So it's like I'm not even planning my week anymore. It's just what do I gotta have to do today. Then the next morning, I just open my TDL, whether it's on my calendar, whether it's on my notes. Sometimes I put it on both sides and I check what do I have to do. Okay, today you have to go to the gym. You have to pick up that flower pot that you ordered and you have to plan the date. Okay, I could do that. And that's how I do it. I don't plan my week because, life is unpredictable and sometimes it's just pointless because you'll feel bad that you didn't do something, whereas you could have just done that thing the next day. It's no biggie, it's not urgent, but now you feel like you're unproductive. I've tried it before. Planning your week doesn't work for me personally. Next question. How do you protect your focus when you're getting pulled into meetings, Slack, or emails all day? Okay, this might not be applicable to a lot of people who are around my age, when you're still in school. Like, what are you doing with emails or meetings? Like, as long as you're studying, doesn't matter, high school, uni, whatever, you don't have meetings at all. But I think how I'd rephrase this question to cater for people around my age would be, how do you protect your focus when you're getting pulled into parties, you know, distractions and all that all day? And sometimes it's not even things, frivolous things like partying, and wasting time. It's just like things like um somebody texts you and you're in the middle of studying. Somebody checks up on you and you are doing something important. Like, how do you focus? Like that priority thing. Like, I want to respond to this person, but not right now. So with that being said, I feel like I've kept my circle pretty small, and to the people that I reach out to with the intention of, extending that circle or like doing business with them or just social networking, I don't respond to them promptly. I do it in my free time. You know that TikTok you have on your phone? Get rid of it. That's when you do it. Yes, now we're cooking. Now we're cooking. Yeah, TikTok, get rid of it. Instagram, nope, don't get rid of Instagram. Just control yourself. I still have Instagram on my phone, so I couldn't tell you to get rid of it if I didn't get rid of it myself. But you know what I'm saying? Like, in the times that you doom scroll, in the times that you relax, that's when you respond to them. And don't even overthink it. Like, sometimes when I'm responding to corporate emails, like maybe union applications, things along those lines, I use AI to like compile my thing. So I just send a voice note. Okay, I want to apply to Harvard, and I want to tell them that I did this sport and that sport, and I'm working on a business idea that is currently in the starting phases, but a lot of people have showed interest in it, and it relates to business, and that's why I want to come learn business at your school to advance my, you know what I'm saying? Send it through. He gives me back an email typed out, and I edit a few things and I send it through. That's delegating. I mean, we have a powerful resource in our hands. Use it. You don't need to wait for you don't need to wait for the point in your life when you have admin. And just use this, bro. ChatGPT. Like, delegate and prioritize. Do the things that matter now, not the things that matter later now. You know how sometimes I have a hard project, but I lay it off and I go do some dishes because the mental thought of me going to do it is so straining. And I'm like, you know what? I have work to do. Let me go do some dishes. Don't do that, bro, because you know that it's not as important as what's on your mind right now. If it's on your mind, go do it. And once you've done it, your mind is freed and you can think better and delegate better to the point where you spend your time wisely. I feel like I'm yapping. Let's get through these questions faster. Okay, question 8. What's your strategy for beating procrastination on big, ambitious projects? Just get into it. Don't research, don't do anything. Just get into it. Like this thing. I just got into it. I have what is it called again? Unpacking the Dome, a new series. I didn't know that I was actually gonna interview people. I thought that I was gonna make it a quote like thing. But I just got into it. Like the first Unpacking the Dome episode, if you want to call it that, is literally a bunch of quotes with me in different settings. And these were things that I found important in my life. And I was like unpacking my dome in essence. But the very next one, I was actually talking to a person. So it's like, now it's a big idea and it's getting bigger by the day in my head. But it's like, sometimes you don't need to execute it to a T at first, because either way you're gonna get to where you're going. So just get into it. Question 9. How long can you realistically focus, and how did you figure that out? Okay, um, let's see. I don't think I can focus at all, and I figured that out. Like, as soon as I figured it out, I don't know, man. Like, I have a lot of things that I want to do in my life, and I've attempted to do them. A lot of times, I realize that if I don't condition my environment to enable me to do those things, I won't do them at all. And with that being said, I can focus. I just use my environment to my advantage. And you can do that too. Like, get rid of the distractions. Get rid of the distractions, and like sometimes just start associating with people who are doing those things. I have a homie of mine who exercises, built beefcake, crazy. And I just started asking him questions about, how to gain weight. I'm vegetarian. I don't eat meat. Does that affect my progress in the gym? All that type of stuff. And I saved a lot of time. And in essence, you don't need to focus because it's almost expected for you to win because like your environment is tailored for that. So yeah, I hope that answers that. Question 10. What's your process for saying no to work that looks good but isn't right? I love this question. This is what we were talking about earlier on when I was talking about that priority list. When it's like washing dishes is work, it's you being responsible, productive and all that. But washing dishes when you're supposed to be talking to a businessman about a potential 8-figure business idea is not feasible, or let me say is not productive at all. It's not wise because it's like you're wasting time when you're supposed to be focusing on that one thing and you're doing something else. So yeah, what's your process for saying no to work that looks good but isn't right? Honestly, I don't say no. I just say not right now. So there's something more important, not right now. Let's just do this right now. And eventually you get to a point where it's like you are doing way more important work. You don't even give it the light of day. Energy and habits. Okay, let's get into it. Question 11. How do you manage energy, not just time, throughout the day? I don't know. I think I do the bare minimum. which is not something I'd advise, by the way. But when you are saving your energy for something important, sometimes you have to sacrifice the others. So I do the bare minimum for most of my things. Like, I remember, when was it? Last year, I had like a project I had to submit, and I did that whole thing with the use of ChatGPT just because I was in the middle of filming something important to me. And it's like, if you can delegate, do it. Don't waste your time doing things that you don't need to do. Question 12. What's what 1 to 2 habits have the highest ROI for your productivity? Okay, now we have to get scientific, statistic, and precise, because I could be lying to you, but if I had to think with no prior research, 1 to 2 habits that have the highest ROI, which is return on investment to your productivity, would be let's see. Let me think. 1 to 2 habits. I think eliminating, no, that's not a habit, that's more of a mindset. Let's see. The first one I'd say is waking up early, and the second one is writing things down. Yeah. Waking up early and writing things down have given me the best return on investment, because it's like, first of all, the investment is little to none, and second of all, the benefits are endless. So yeah, those two. 13. How do you reset? How do you reset after a completely drained day or week? Honestly, I just sleep. Yeah, just sleep, man. If you're tired, if you're mentally drained, something else. Talk to someone. But if you're like physically tired, just sleep. Question 15. How do you avoid burnout while still getting important stuff done? I don't think you can avoid burnout, but I think once you get to that point, just start doing the things that matter. Like, if you feel burnt out or if you feel mentally drained and you can't focus anymore, just start locking in, bro. Like, start telling yourself that, hey, I'm gonna do it because I have to. I have kids. Wait, I don't have kids, but I have kids to feed. I have a family to provide for, or whatever your why is. Whoever's watching this video, whatever applies to you, man. So it's like, I can't let my family down. I can't let my boys down. I really want that PS5. So just lock in and just keep going. Sometimes you gotta turn off your mind and just do it with your hands. Like, subconsciously do it. This is what I was talking about when I was talking about delegation and giving some tasks to other people to do it for you. It's like, once you get to that burnout point, you cannot think of productive ideas. You cannot think of creative problem solving. So you just gotta like get to it, get through it, and get it done. And you eventually come out of that rut. Yeah. Question 16. We have 4 more to go. What tools? Wait, let me actually check if it's still recording. I don't have that much storage, so I gotta be quick. Oh, I actually do. What? My boy got storage. I think I have like 6 hours more left. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Okay. The last 4 questions are focused on tools and execution, and if I think of another question on the spot, I'll just answer it. So question 16. What tools do you actually use daily, and what did you ditch because it was overkill? Okay, I don't think I know what overkill means, but I think it just means unnecessary and extra, and you know what I'm saying? Okay, the tools that I use every day. Number 1, notes. Number 2, WhatsApp. Number 3, what is it? voice record. Yeah, those are the three that I use, and they just work. Everything else is just extra. It's not as important, and you can just use what works and keep it minimal. Then question 17, how do you handle tasks that take 2 minutes versus 2 hours versus 2 weeks? Ooh, ooh, yeah, this one's a big one. Like, first of all, get to the ones that are bigger first, right? But for the most part, I think keeping a log, like tracking your progress, is important when you're handling big tasks. 2 minutes, don't even think about it. Do it now or don't do it at all. That's how I'd handle that one. 2 hours, it's like, okay, schedule it ahead of time and spend 10% of that time preparing. Anything above that is just extra. So 2 hours, 2 hours is 120 minutes. So 10% will be 12 minutes. Spend 12 minutes preparing for that, and after that you're done. Just go into it, do it. Then 2 weeks, I'd say this is a big event, something that is definitely gonna take some trial and error, you know, back and forth. If you're a businessman, talks with your team, meetings, even if you're not a businessman, if you're in a business, man, like, yeah. So doing that would take about, I don't know, 18 to 24 hours of deep focus. So that spread across 2 weeks should be done by then. So with that being said, I think with the 2 weeks one, that's the one I want to focus on. I'd keep a log. Now let me explain. Let's say you're supposed to build not build, you're supposed to plan a big event for a primary school sports day that's gonna be held at a stadium, right? The first thing you want to do is actually um write down, like physically write down what is going to be happening on that day. So we're gonna have sports. From what time? Are the kids gonna bring lunch? Are the kids not gonna bring lunch? Who's gonna be there? Are we gonna make the parents pay? All that stuff, right? Every single thing down. I'd say define that project in detail as much as you can, right? Once that is set on stone, you can now delegate. Okay, um, you handle the dates and logistics and find out how much it is to rent out a stadium. You do that, you do this, you do this. And once that's done, it's like you know which tasks have to be done. I mean, you know how many tasks has to be done in order for that project to be called a success. Therefore, you can now track it. You can now say, okay, we've done this, we've done that, we've done this. We're left with about 17 tasks that are pending. And once those are complete, we can call this project a success. So to scale it down a bit and just give you a simple example, like I don't know, getting a six pack. I'd say first of all, I check my weight, I check what I have in my fridge, I check my budget, then I'd lay those things down and then I'd write down next to them what I want to have and how long I'm willing to work on it and all that and all that. And once I have that, I could simply say, okay, the actionable steps here are first of all, jog every single morning for like 20 minutes or just jog around the estate and you're set. And then, second of all, um, you have to go buy some proper food to fill up your fridge and all that. And thirdly, you have to allocate some time for workouts. So 1 to 2 workouts a week, you'll be fine. Once I have that, I have like an actionable plan to like track, and then I just add it to my calendar. I'll do this on Tuesday, that on Wednesday. I'll do this every single day for 20 minutes in the morning, and I'm set. That's just how you do it. Cause at the end of the day, you have to realize that if you're trying to build something big or achieve something big, you will have to learn how to delegate. And once you learn that, you will be set. You will be a master. what is the word? I'm forgetting the word. You'll be what do you call it? I don't know. Multitasker. Yeah, that fits. You'll be a master multitasker because you are able to solve a problem with simple steps. So the key takeaways, I know that I've been rambling for about 2 to 3 minutes, but this one is important. Key takeaways is number one, prioritize. Number two, create an actionable plan. And number three, delegate the things that you can. Yeah. Question, where are we? I feel like it's gonna be boring if I stand still. So let me just walk around for a bit. Let's see. Question 18. What's your review process? How often do you zoom out and course correct? Okay, I do this almost every chance I get. And the process is simply divided into three questions. Number one, what worked? Number two, what didn't work? And number three, how can I improve? That's my template. Steal it, use it. I'll be a very proud, what would I be? A very proud advisor, as you have made use of something that works. Number one, what worked? Number two, what didn't? And number three, how can I improve? It's so simple, bro. It's like I stole it from somebody else. I think I stole it from, I don't even know. Maybe, hey man, I don't remember, but it's a simple thing because it's like you're actually trying to fix and better yourself, and you're actually trying to, you know that saying that goes like I rather improve 1% every day than 10% one day and stay the same for the rest of my life, because after a year I would have improved 365%. I know that I've totally butchered it, but you get the point. Yeah, something along those lines. It simply means that we can achieve a lot more when we gradually improve than when we try to take that big leap all at once. So just do that, bro. Like, it's easy. It's so easy for you to get to it. So easy for you to achieve a desirable outcome once you understand that I just have to improve. Like, okay, I started selling some cakes and the reviews came back as your cakes are overpriced and they're not moist enough. Okay. Should I change the price? Probably not. But okay, let me just try to watch another cake tutorial and work on that moist part. Okay. Now they're a bit better. Okay, I'll do some improvement tomorrow as well. Let me just try to find cheaper suppliers so that I can lower my overall pricing without lowering my profits. Okay, do that. And eventually by day 10, you will be a master baker. So just do that, bro. Like, what works, what didn't work, how can I improve? Simple. Question 19. How do you track progress without turning into a spreadsheet zombie? Yeah, I know that. I know a lot of people who have like, okay, let me not out people. I know that I have done it in the past where I have like, where my one goal is turned into a 65-page PDF where I've forgotten about the goal entirely, and now what I'm doing in my day to day is just tracking progress, and there's no time for me to actually do the progress. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, I'd say just do what I do, bro. Like, use that method that I talked about a lot, the actionable plan. I mean, action plan. Action plan. Actionable plan. Yeah. Use that, where you take the goal and you divide it into steps, and that you need to do steps critical for you to complete, for you to achieve the goal. And then it's easy for you to track it, because it's like, if your goal is getting to point A, and what you have to do to get to point A is divided into like 6 steps, you can easily say, okay, I have 5 steps left when you completed the first one. Then the last question, question 20. If you could only keep one productivity rule, and what would it be and why? I think it would be do the things that matter. Yeah. Cause I mean, I think it's self-explanatory. Like, why would you wanna fill your life with clutter if you're trying to be productive? Cause you know the word productive is, in my opinion, is similar to the word focus, where you're doing what you want to do because you plan to do it. So having anything else that hinders you from doing that is just a complete waste of time, in my opinion. So if I had to forget all the systems that I've learned about, the Pomodoros, the 80/20s, all that, the one thing I'd say I want to keep is do what matters and forget about the rest. Yeah, we're done. So, um, let's see. Daily Dose, my Instagram, Daily Dose of Wisdom. We have Unpacking the Dome, a series there where we do stuff like this in the productivity niche. But obviously, it's not just me at that point, it's me and another person, me interviewing people and asking them about their opinions, their systems, what works for them, and all that. So check that out. And then we have, let's see. You know, I don't have much spoilers for this channel in particular because I've stopped to I've stopped planning in advance and I've started doing what works. Like, if I like an idea today, I'm just gonna do that. This is like my log, bro. This is like my dear diary. This is like my vision board. This is where I throw all the raw ideas and I just see what works. So yeah, no updates as for now, but if you see something new, there you have it. And then let's see. What have I been up to? Well, this year we have a different narrative from the last. Last year was heavily focused on ticking off a lot of things on my bucket list, and one of them was making music. So I fully immersed myself in that endeavor. I learned how to make beats. I learned how to write lyrics. You know, how to catch a rhyme, how to sing, all that stuff, type of stuff. How to use autotune, how to become my own audio engineer, and all that. And yeah, I also learned videography, film techniques, and all that. Obviously, you're not gonna see a big leap because I'm still restricted by, oh yeah, the sun is out. That means I've spent a lot of time here. We're wrapping it up, don't worry. But I'm restricted by my resources, my pockets. I'm still a young boy. I gotta make some go up. So yeah, I've been doing that the previous year, but this year I think the goal is to finish what you've started. Yeah. I don't have much things to do, but one of my biggest goals this year is um increase my contact list and go outside more. Yeah. Socialize, because I haven't been doing that awful much. I've kept the same friend group for like 5 years, and that's cool and all, but I feel like in this point, this specific point in my life, I'm trying to build something big. So socializing is definitely gonna be useful in that regard. And then let's see. I'm done. Let me sit down. I've been yapping for so long. I gotta go home now. Let's see. Do I have anything else to say? Hmm. Oh yeah. At some point, I wanna start vlogging. I don't know how to do that at the moment because I have a pretty boring life. I just get to the grind. You know what I'm saying? I'm locked in. Joking. But yeah, for the most part, what I usually do is work, and socialize, then work again, then do some personal hobbies, things like learning how to edit specific films, or recording a new song, or drawing, or stuff like that. So for the most part, that would be a pretty boring vlog. So what I think I learned this year is storytelling, and after storytelling, I learned how to color grade. Yeah, storytelling, color grade. I think I have a pretty good foundation in the auditory aspect, music, no, not visuals, music, sounds, uh, audio effects, and all that type of stuff. So I'm not even gonna go into that. Then, yeah, expect some vlogs in the future. But this wraps up our Q&A. And if you've watched till this point, you are a real one, bro. Like, you are my day one. Out of all those 15 subscribers that I have, you are the real one out of the 15. And I hope that this grows into something big in the future. Shout out to all of y'all. I love y'all, bro. What makes sense? This makes sense. This made sense. We did it. We done it. Till the next one. Alright. Bet. Subscribe. And tell your friends to subscribe, and your dog too. Like, tell everybody to subscribe, bro. We out. Yeah.
Could not relate cause I'm vegan.